light this candle in hope. Hear God's promise of hope from Isaiah 2, verses 2 through 4. In days to come, the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established as the highest of the mountains, and shall be raised above the hills. All the nations shall stream to it. Many peoples shall come and say, Come, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob, that he may teach us his ways, and that we may walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth instruction, and the word of the Lord in Jerusalem. He shall judge between the nations, and shall arbitrate for many peoples. They shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war any more. Let us pray. Faithful God, out of war's chaos you bring the order of peace. Renew us in hope, that we may work towards Christ's advent of peace among all nations.
God of promise, God of hope, into our darkness come.
Please join us in singing verse 1 of hymn 85.
Holy God, in your love, you not only create, but also wait, rest, and prepare. Forgive us for wanting fruits and end results without times of waiting, resting, and preparation. Lord of time, teach us the tenacious strength of hope in you as we prepare for the coming of your kingdom on earth as it is in heaven. Amen. Sisters and brothers, hear the good news. In Jesus Christ, our sins are completely forgiven, so that we may have a new start every single day. Now let that sink into your heart. Take a deep breath. Sisters and brothers, this is the peace of Christ God gives to us as a gift to allow each day to happen anew. Let us share that peace. The peace of Christ be with you.
And also with you.
Yeah.
you come in and have a seat. Do y'all like the color? Y'all like the color? This is a very, very special calendar that is only for 25 days. So it's almost all of December, but not quite. And we are counting down to a very special day. Does anybody know a special day coming up? What's the special day? Yes, we love God. And there's a special holiday where we try to hear about that. Christmas, yes! Christmas is coming up on December 25th. And we have to get through all these days before we get to Christmas. And we think Christmas is so special that we want to not just only enjoy that one day, but we want to enjoy every day leading up to it, so that it gets more exciting the closer and closer we get to Christmas. And we know sometimes we talk about Santa Claus coming, but you know what Christmas was really about? Another person coming. You know who is the special person coming? God. God came to earth on Christmas. God was born. And was God born a big, powerful man? He was born like a cute little baby. So each of y'all are going to get one of these calendars that you can have. And you get to read about this every day. And you can ask your parents or grandparents or whoever you're with to help you read the one for that day. And you can track your way to Christmas, getting excited about how God came all the way down here to be with us. Okay. Yeah, you can have one. Does anybody want one to give a friend? You want one to give a friend? Well, we're going to give out just one to start. We don't want to hit evangelism too hard. All right. Now let's have a prayer. Will y'all pray with me, okay? Holy God, thank you for coming and living among us. That we celebrate on Christmas. But thank you also for Advent. This season of waiting. So that we can enjoy getting ready for you. Help us keep our eyes open for glimpses of you every day. Amen. All right, y'all enjoy nursery, and then if you're here after church, we'll practice for the Christmas sing. Sisters and brothers, this service is a little different than usual because we're going to really truly take this time of preparation for Christmas and embody that during the worship service by getting ready to put the Christmas ornaments on the tree. And so we're going to have a hymn maybe a little bit earlier than we would have in another time. Also, many of the hymns we love have way more verses and way more history than we realize. And so, O Come, Emmanuel actually has 7 or 8 verses. We're only going to sing the first 4 for this city. We want to leave a little bit of Emmanuel left for later. So let's please stand and sing hymn 88. O Come, Emmanuel.
O come, Emmanuel.
invite people to begin to come down and put on at least one of the Christmas ornaments, if you will, and just enjoy taking your time and putting them on the tree. And we're also going to have the gift of music as we reflect upon this time of waiting. So enjoy glimpses of God during this powerful time of preparing for the Just briefly, how many of you put up a star? Anybody ever put up a star? And what is the symbolism of the star? The Star of Bethlehem. If you go out at night, we don't have a lot of light pollution here. You see the bright planets and the bright stars pretty easily. If you live out near Jordan Lake or out in the country a little bit, and you don't have too many trees right above you, you have great visibility of the stars. So stars are a powerful glimpse to remind us of that brightness. But you can't see it unless you are in a dark place. Who else put up? What about a cross? Anybody put up a cross? Now that seems awful awkward and weird to be putting up a cross on Christmas. It seems like putting Thanksgiving decorations out for Halloween or for Valentine's Day. It just seems like it's off. But what's the importance of the cross? Resurrection, new life, a victory of God, how the kingdom would come into existence, how this king is different from other kings, that he would be willing to actually take the cross instead of put a bunch of people on crosses. What about, we have the chalice, Last Supper, the Lord's Supper, talking about a new covenant you have in me. And we see all these things ripple out throughout the entire ministry, not just when Jesus talks about the Last Supper, but we see Jesus giving clues about a new covenant, a new life you have in me throughout the Gospels. And throughout even the Old Testament, we see how God continues to give a new covenant for new life and a new covenant for new life. And to remind people, I've been faithful, God tells us. And I'll forgive you and give you a second chance. We have some interesting ones. We have some angels who come to announce to the shepherds and to Mary and Joseph God's plan. We have a harp, which is so beautiful, hearing the Christmas hymns as we put on these decorations of the importance of music. Some churches from time to time have not used instruments, but we know that David, who wrote most of the Psalms, played that lyre like nothing. He was amazing at that. And it was often in the Psalms we'll see interjections of, all right, you get your tambourines ready. This was the music director for y'all work on, and they would use a lot of instruments. There was a trumpet I saw somewhere on there, which is not only a wonderful music instrument, but also symbolic in the book of Revelation for that final trumpet blast and how God can make things change like that when the time has finally come. And also there's one other one I want to point out today. Let's see, it looks like we have the Trinity with a triangle and a circle. We also have the Alpha and Omega. This is beautiful. Alpha and Omega being the first and last Greek letters in the alphabet, meaning God saying, I'm the beginning and I'm the end. We got a butterfly for the resurrection as well. And somewhere, this is a pretty good example. That's a cross. Somewhere I also saw, it's like a circle, but it has a special cross shape on the top. And in Monty Python, it would look like the holy hand grenade. But it's a circle. And if you look at medieval art and ancient Christian art, you'll often see Jesus holding a ball in his hand. And that wasn't only for Christianity. If you look at other pictures of emperors and things, they would often have a ball in their hand or a scepter that had a big ball on it. And the ball is symbolic of the world. That Jesus has the world in his hand. And that's the kind of king or sovereign power we have, as someone that holds the world in their hand. And so when you put up a bunch of balls on your Christmas tree, that's a symbolism you can remember too, is that Jesus has the world in his hands, and God has placed the world in the hands of Jesus, who came and lived among us, just like us, and who died for us and who now reigns. So there's symbolism all over this tree. And I encourage you to look into the symbols and to take some of the symbols that you've seen today, maybe the one that you touched, and as you read the Gospels or as you read the Old Testament some this month, think of what that symbol means in that passage, because these symbols are pervasive throughout the whole Scripture.